All right, we are going to start our abstract complementary color painting. So what's going to happen is we're going to go for abstract here. So that means there's nothing identifiable. We're not using, we're not depicting people, places, or things. We're just going for lines, actually, in this particular one. But again, abstract could be just shapes, lines, colors, nothing identifiable. So in this instance, you can decide, do you want your paper to be landscape or portrait? It's totally up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to go for landscape, and I'm going to use pencil first to fill in my whole page here with just some lines. I'm going to start by doing vertical lines. They don't have to be perfectly straight. I'm actually giving them a bit of wave to that. And I'm doing them not all the same. I'm not even going all the way across. And what I'm doing is creating sections that will then I will be able to then paint in with my two complementary colors. So I've got some verticals. Now I'm going to go horizontal. So I can do a bit of a curve. I can do them straight or diagonal. It's really quite up to you. So now you see I'm making these different essentially shapes, right? I can come in and stop and then start again to make different shapes here. And what I'm doing is I'm just making areas for myself to be able to paint in a color that will be my complementary colors. Okay? So there's no right or wrong, just having fun, kind of letting my mind just put a line wherever I feel like it needs it. No right or wrong. That's what's beautiful about abstract. It's whatever you're feeling looks good. I don't love this part. I might make this longer and maybe make a shorter one there. All right, I think this is good. Before I forget, I'm going to put my name on the back so that I know it is mine. Okay, and then we're also going to, if we have time today, we'll paint. So what's going to happen is we're going to use one color today, and it's going to be one color of our complementary color set. So if you remember, you can do orange and blue, or yellow and violet, or red and green. Okay, so I'm going to actually do the yellow and violet. So I'm going to start with yellow today. I'm going to get a little yellow out. And then I'm also going to use some white and black because I can change yellow's value by adding white to it. I'm doing something called making a tint. So that's adding white. And then by adding black to it, I can make something called a shade. So with these three colors, I want to see how many different types of yellow I can make. And I want to spread them throughout my shapes I have created. Because I don't want to paint everything though, because I want to save room for my violet that I'm going to make next time. So my first action might be to take the yellow right out of the tube and paint like 3 areas. Or 4. So I'm going to come in and I'm just going to paint a couple of these yellow by itself. Nothing too fancy. I want to get as many different types of yellow on here as I can. So this yellow by itself is one of them. So I'm going to pick a few areas. I'm going to try and spread them out. If I do them all in one section, when I look at my painting, my eye might be drawn to just that one section. So I like to scatter it around so that when I look at it or someone else looks at it, like as a viewer, they will be able to follow the colors around with their eye. It will move their eye around your painting. So it makes it more interesting, right? Having like a variety of colors, or I should say tints and shades. So now I'm going to try, let's add some white with yellow and see what we can come up with. It's good to have a variety all around your paper. So I've now created like a nice light yellow that I can maybe put some different places. So I might put that 2 places. Let's see if we can make it even lighter by adding more white to it. Remember, I'm just trying to get as many different types of yellow as I can. Let's see, maybe over here. Maybe up top. And I'm also thinking ahead to my violet. So I don't want to fill every square I have or shape I have. And if I go outside the line a little, that's okay. We'll probably end up sharpieing this when everything's good and dry. Okay, now I want to see if I can make a shade. A shade is when I add yellow and maybe a touch of black. Let's see what happens. It's going to make like a darker yellow. Interesting. So I can use that in some places. I could also use, I'm going to fill this whole one since it's open. I could also use black and white by itself on my picture if I wanted to. That's part of my color group as a complementary color. I'm going to add a little white to this, see if I can make it more of like a gray yellow. It's an interesting color, maybe over here. Again, I'm just spreading it all throughout my picture, getting many different types of yellow. And you might choose to do blue today, or you might choose to do red today. So today we just have the primary colors out. Next time, when this is all nice and dry, we will get the secondary colors out to get our complement. All right, I think I'm getting it pretty well filled in. I don't want to go too much yellow because I want to save some room for the purple. But I am noticing that it's very top heavy. Like I think I need a couple more lines here to make it more interesting and bring some more colors. So it's okay to go back and add some shapes if you need to. You're noticing it's, maybe a shape here. Break that up a little. And I might actually just use black by itself to get some like really dark areas in there. I might try and make a gray by itself. So black and white, right? We have both of those. And I am just mixing colors to see what I can come up with. I might change this. Starts with gray, darker gray at the top, lighter gray at the bottom. Something a little more interesting. Might go over this black. I don't really love how that black looked by itself, so let's change it up. The cool thing about painting is you can change it if you don't like it. Let's see, what else can we do? All right, I think I'm going to do like 2 more yellows, and then I'm going to let it dry and make some violet is my complementary color for yellow. And we'll come back when this is dry and see how it will look with the violet added. All right, I cannot wait to see your abstract complementary color paintings. Excited to see what you come up with.